It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
Judd, get
Yes.
the flag.
I got it right here. Still had it ready for me. She knew. She knew. Oh, yeah. There it is. Unbelievable.
Oh.
If the flag should ever fly, it's right now. Unbelievable.
The Minnesota Vikings improved to 8-1 in the most bat bleep, crazy, thrilling regular season game I can remember maybe in my life. We will break it all down with you guys. You have found your way to Vikings Vent Line on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, the most fan-friendly, interactive show in all of Minnesota sports. This show was created for days like today. Phil Mackey, Judd Zulgad, our executive producer, Declan Goff. If you want to join the show, send us an email to vikingsventline@gmail.com. We will give our take on what happened. Oh, my God. How do we keep it to one take? And then we will turn the show over to you guys. The show is presented by our friends at Surly. We'll talk about them more later. Judd, are you going to crack an actual Surly here? And just there you go.
It's my birthday. Damn right I am.
Your birthday, yeah. Happy
It's
birthday,
Judd's
Judd.
freaking birthday today.
Yep. Yep.
Did you crack one thinking the game was over when the Bills took over after the failed sneak attempt?
No, I didn't. That's such a wild game. Like, oh my God, there's just so much.
I need
There is.
I need something harder. This is insane.
You're doing a shot right now? Oh,
I'm doing a
go
shot
get it.
right
Do
now.
I don't
whatever
blame
you
you.
got to do.
Yep.
TCL is
you.
one of the world's best-selling consumer electronics brands. They have a new lineup of award-winning TVs delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution, all at an affordable cost. Enjoy more of the things you love with TCL or more at TCL.com. That game was drunk, and I think it's amazing because going in we said, it's kind of a buzzkill. Like if Josh Allen doesn't play, then did you really get the measuring stick test that you wanted to? And then I was like, well, even if he does play, is his arm just going to be like hanging by a tendon? His arm looked fine today. That was the full Josh Allen experience. That wasn't like a half-baked Josh Allen. You got all of Josh Allen in that game, and you wind up through multiple zigs and zags coming out on top. So, Joe, what was your good luck? What was your main takeaway from this game?
Well, first of all, my main thing when it comes to this Vikings team, and I don't think we had questioned this, so it's not like we had bashed them, but just the resilience today was incredible. Like, you look like you were dead a few times. You certainly had things go wrong. You didn't get some calls. And this team, now, it's one thing when you don't give up and you come back and beat Detroit, because we're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But you go on the road, hostile environment, really damn good football team. You go down, 27-10 at one point, and you exchange punches. And you never got to a point where the Vikings were like, well, we're screwed, it's done. They got the Josh Allen fumble in the end zone that led to the Vikings touchdown that looked like it would give them the win for a brief period of time, was good fortune. But as I've been saying all year about this team, they create their fortune. And the second thing is, I think this is what we saw today, and I know it's a noon start, but what we saw today was Justin Jefferson's version of the Randy Moss game, 98 Green Bay Monday night.
Yeah, man.
I mean, his performance today was, I can't describe it.
It was an iconic game by Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Iconic. Like, this is, to your point, it's going to go down as like, oh, that was one of the games that we will show on his NFL Films highlights for decades to come. Yes.
It is a top 5 all-time regular season Vikings game.
Amen.
For good,
I think my internet,
in a good
my
way.
my internet's playing the same way that the Bills did on that 5, just trying to throw interceptions all over the place. So
Get
just
their act
let me
together.
know if I should reboot there, Declan.
Will do.
My main takeaway, and it's so hard to narrow this down to one, is that Vikings continued on with the theme that we have tried to sort of thrust on them, is just go win the game. Quarterback throws 2 just absolutely one unforgivable interception. None of it sailed on him. It was a win, but it's like some classic Kirk interceptions in there. The failed quarterback sneak at the end. a bunch of injuries. Christian Darrisaw went out for a while, and they won game anyways. And that's been the theme all season. So, Dex, what's your main takeaway before we get to some callers here?
I have legitimately, I mean, I was at the Minneapolis Miracle game, and I was riding that high. I don't think I've ever been, my heart rate right now is at, I think it's all-time high for a guy who has a history of heart issues. That is why I did a shot just now, because I'm still trying to process and calm down of what just transpired. That was probably, the greatest game I have ever seen. And again, Minneapolis Miracle's up there for me, but in just terms of chaos and craziness and the way they rallied and just the back and forthness, Mackie and I jumped in here a little early because we thought, oh no, and like, oh wait, there's still another touchdown for God's sake. So it was just great going with emotions, and I'm excited to hear from these Vikings fans here. This is going to be an awesome show, guys. I'm excited to hear from you. I think we might be losing.
Is Phil back? Phil's not back.
Phil a little bit.
Reboot Phil.
Phil, if you blink twice, if you're in Milwaukee.
All right, let's fire this up. Who are the game?
Let's do. We'll do. Let's go to Phil here to start things off. We're gonna put Mackie in timeout for a little bit. Phil, what's going on, man?
It's fine. You got a better Phil now.
That's right.
So
upgrade Phil's.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, Skull, that was definitely pounding, but that's just how we do it. That's how the Vikes do it. I'm here in Fairmont. I actually grew up in South Dakota. I actually went to high school with Riley Reed. Disappointed when they didn't re-sign him. So that. A couple things. I think it's time to say, kicker. We gotta look at something, because that could have cost the game. It kind of did, but the defense got that. I mean, Allen got that fumble, and
yep,
that's a big thing. Two, no matter what he said, Diggs was out there to prove he's better than Jefferson. Jefferson was out there to win the game, and Jefferson is definitely better.
It was, that's a day. I mean, it's not breaking news that Jefferson is elite and a fantastic player, but some of the catches he made today were unbelievable. Hey, nice cat.
I'll say hi to Husky.
Hi, Husky. But the catch that he made on what could have been a pick, and he took the ball away with one hand from a guy who had two hands on the football. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So it was a great game. It was just a fantastic game.
And the announcers the entire time were talking about Kirk Thuggins, but I think it might be time to call him Clutch Cousins.
He has been all year. And you know what? We got some Kirk today, and we got some Kirko. And the Kirk was not great, but you're right. And that's the difference. And that's why the stats, to me, I don't care much, because the reality is this: you could put up a ton of stats on checkdowns and blah, 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 right? But when you needed drives, for the most part, he came through when the pressure mounted. So it's an interesting game to talk about from Cousins' viewpoint, because it certainly wasn't always great. But the other thing, too, is, and we saw it, you guys, second half, most important thing, Justin Jefferson is never eliminated unless you decide as the Vikings he is.
Yeah.
He's not eliminated. He makes catches other human beings can't make. So thanks, Phil. Great stuff.
Appreciate it, Phil. Hey, just a little programming note here. We got a full room. We got max capacity right now, which is awesome to see on Vikings Vent Line. For anyone watching, if you haven't ever watched before, hit the subscribe button. This is Purple Daily. This is daily Minnesota Vikings entertainment, of Vikings podcast 7 days a week on this Purple Daily YouTube channel. We are on Apple. We are on Spotify. We have the Score North app. So it's the first time you're discovering us. Hello. Thank you. That's Judd Zolgad. I'm Declan Goff. We got Phil Mackey working behind the scenes. And for anyone in the room, if I kick you out, that is simply because I'm trying to get Mackey back in, and the room is so full, I can't get Mackey back in until that happens. So if I'm kicking you out, it is not because I don't believe you have great takes to share. It is simply to get our valiant leader
Typical
back
Score
on this
North.
show.
You
Typical
negative
score.
Nelly.
You
Typical
negative
Score.
Nancies.
Who are you kicking out?
Don't want to hear from him. Let's keep it going here. Let's go to Lee now on Vikings Vent Line. Lee, how are you?
Lee?
I just want to be really quick, and just my take points totally changed. Football is fun again. I just enjoy watching the games as much as I feel like I've aged watching. And one of my takes earlier was, where's CJ Ham? Showed up today. I think he should be in the game more often. And I said the one-handed catch is awesome. Just football is fun. I'm trying to be positive.
Well, and it's fun because this team, good or bad at times, works their ass off. Like that's what makes it fun. There's not this defeatist attitude of, oh boy, things are going wrong. And I mean, how much fun is it to see, Lee, for instance, Cousins pivot from sort of struggling, not playing great, and then within the same game doing something he never, I don't think, ever really did here, aside from a couple of games, which is turning things around and playing well.
Yes.
You know, so
I'm on the Kirk Cousins wagon now. I love it. I no matter what happens, it's been a great season, and I think just being positive is a big thing for me. I think enjoying football, and you can be negative, but the more positive you are, the happier elite. Yay!
Oh, you got the flag, dueling flags. There you go. There you go.
Thanks,
Awesome
Lee.
stuff, Lee.
All right, here we go. We're gonna keep it moving here on Vikings Vent Line. But yes, just a great cast of characters here. We got people waving the flag, Joe. We got people doing their Surly Brewing products. We'd love to see it. Yeah, I love me a Surly. It was just a wacky game, man. I mean, just trying to see everything that happened so far. It's been awesome, and I'm excited to continue to hear from everyone as I try to kick people out of the studio to get our guy Mackie back in.
Get Mackie back in. Okay.
Doing our best to get our old fearless leader back here. Mackey's doing his best. But yes, hit the subscribe button for Daily Minnesota Vikings Entertainment. Here's our guy. Let's get him in here. Let's get our guy Phil Mackey.
Oh, he's
He's
working.
It's okay.
There he is.
I think
There
we're
he
in.
is.
We're in.
Okay, just keep going. I'll just hang out here in the background and celebrate with a few cocktails of my own on Vikings.
You got it. All right,
Man.
let's go to Kyle.
Man, what's up, fellas?
Hi, Kyle.
I can't wait. Skull, for starters.
Love
I got
it.
my JJ poster behind. This is my hangout shed.
Love
And
it.
also, I had to travel to a Notre Dame game to make sure I got myself some Surly products to bring home with me. Here's myself
for
an
you. I love
Axeman opening to celebrate.
That's awesome.
I
could hear the
what do you say about that game? I mean, there was so much going on. Kirk, he had his ups and his downs, and when it mattered, I mean, he just came in and came in clutch. I know he got stopped at the end, and they even said it on the TV. There's something special about this team this year. That fumble in the snap on the goal line, and Kendrick's there to recover for the touchdown. My heart rate is still going crazy right now. I can't believe it. They got it all.
Oh, dude. All right, it's okay. That's okay. We lost some other things there. But yes, I'm with them, man. My heart rate's still going bumping here. Thank God for Gatorade and water to try to calm me down after the shot. That'll help a little bit. But yes, just a crazy game, dude.
Oh yeah, the amount of twists and turns too. So what separates this game, in my opinion, massively from the Miracle was this: the Miracle, first half, Vikings look great. Second half, they actually melted down and didn't look good. The Saints take a lead, right? And then the last play is among, if not the most memorable in Vikings history. This game had the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs. And at one point, I mean, Kirk doesn't make that on, 4th and goal from the 1, and you're like, they are dead. And the Bills fumble the ball, and it's not just recovered, it's recovered for a touchdown. So where I think this game was actually more taxing on the heart is from that standpoint of how many times it pivoted and changed, but that also made it a great game because it was fun to watch.
No kidding. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, what's up, man? Welcome to Vikings Vent Line.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
All right. I think I speak for all of Vikings nations when I say that we've all reached the peaks of elation and frustration in this game. But this is this is how it should be. For all the things that Minnesota just did in that game to win, that's how it should be. I had a lot of thoughts coming in here, but now I can't remember any of them.
It's that type of day.
So one thing I'm going to say that did apply to this game that has frustrated me forever. Whenever Minnesota is playing, we always make the highlight reels for the other team. And it just happened today with Stephon Diggs. But Minnesota came right back with Justin Jefferson with how did he catch that ball? Does anybody know how he did that? I don't think so. That was amazing. Yeah, that's what I got. This is the first time I've called in. I watch you guys like every day at work. I basically get paid to watch your show. So it's pretty rad. I got this beer finally. I found it at the store. My wife pointed it out, and I'm going to go now because she's probably staring daggers at me. So thanks for having me on. I'll keep watching, keep putting out the content. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it, man. Love to see it. By the way, again, hit the subscribe button for Daily Minnesota Vikings Entertainment. This is Vikings Vent Line. Let's roll to Jonah now. Jonah, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Oh, my God. That was an amazing game. I honestly think that might be the game of the year. I don't think there's anything that could top the just sheer madness that was that game. Just from the Jefferson one hand, how the heck did he catch that, to us getting stopped on the one, to Allen fumbling, just everything. That was a spectacular game.
Absolutely. That is actually the best game I think I have seen, and I don't watch every game, but it's the most entertaining game I've seen since that Monday night Rams-Chiefs game that I think was played at the Coliseum like 3 years back. That was like 55. It was nuts. But I mean, this game was, if you had no stake in this game, you still would have loved this game because of the ups and downs and back and forth, and it was absolutely crazy. And for the Vikings to come back, I mean, that's the thing I can't get past. Just the fact that O'Connell has this team at such a point now where not only do they not give up, but damn, they keep punching. Like, how long did we say, and Phil, you've said this a bunch, you know, if you get punched, you got to get back up and punch. And for a long time, it was like this team would just cower. Now it's the opposite. They got back up and delivered a right hook. It was great to watch.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, first time caller on the show. But I just what really turned for me in the game was when Kirk, like on the third and long, he ran for about 15 yards and got to like about the 2-yard line.
Yep.
I was like, all right, Kirko Chains is here, and we're gonna try to do something in the game. So he really got my like faith in the game, honestly. And I was like, okay, Kirk has a little bit of clutchness to him. So I just want to know your thoughts about Kirk's overall play and like the throws he made, like especially the late one to Jefferson in overtime to get down to the 2. Then also Christian Darrisaw had to stop stepping on Kirk's foot when
Ingram. Ed did it twice, and it's not acceptable.
Definitely not. But thank you guys, and I enjoy the show. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much. On the Kirk front, I would say this. The first pick that he threw was a terrible pass. It was an absolutely terrible pass, and I tweeted this immediately, which is this game will depend on how he responds to that pick, because that's the type of pick that for a long time derailed him, and he would freak out and he would make some bad plays. And for the most part, they did a very good job of bringing Kirk back, I thought. And Kirk did a very good job. And again, it's not about the statistics, and it's not even necessarily the eye test. It's about, can you bounce back? And today he did a great job of bouncing back. And the other thing too is I think Jefferson up until the end of the game had about 1 or 2 catches in the entire second half. And I love the fact that they unleashed him again and said, screw it. And Kirk started to throw dangerous passes, but guess what? He can make the pass and Jefferson can catch him. That's the difference.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, can you hear me at all right now? Like,
yep.
Even for this brief moment of 5 seconds? Okay.
I can hear you fine.
I just want to celebrate the fact that we have the largest current crowd in the history of Vikings Vent Line on the Purple Daily YouTube channel right now, celebrating this victory. Go get the flag.
Oh, the flag. There we go. There we go. Woo! There it is.
Amazing. Thank you. Click the subscribe button and the like button, and we will give you daily Vikings entertainment through what may be more season than usual. Fingers crossed. All right, continue. Who's next on Vikings Vent Line?
Nope, I can't hear Dex now.
Yep.
Go.
Hi, Jody.
Go ahead.
Jody, what's up?
Oh,
yes.
thanks.
Hey, I'm Jody.
All right,
hey,
go ahead.
long time
Whoever's
listener. I found you guys after we signed Kirk. I live in Alabama, so it's not easy to find good Vikings content. You guys have been my free therapy for all those years, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I think they won that game for your belated birthday present, Judd, because you made that bold pick that we would win.
Yeah, I know. I felt really stupid at 27-10. I'm like, okay, that was a mistake.
Yeah, and I'm 41. I've never been to a Vikings game. I'm from Minnesota originally. I'm going to take my boys to the Jets game. I'm hoping we can pull that one out too, that your streak that you predicted will come true. And yeah, just Skull, that was amazing. That was like the craziest game since the Minneapolis Miracle to me, and I couldn't believe Diggs was in both of those.
I know.
I almost felt badly for him that he was overshadowed by Jefferson, but I mean, what can you say? Like, Jefferson is just, he's one in a million.
Ridiculous. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great
Thanks,
stuff.
you guys.
Thank you. You take care. Dex, who's next?
Amazing. Let's go to Lucas now on Vikings Vent Line. Lucas, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? We got Leo here with me.
Oh, I got a pug.
Yeah.
I love.
Leo.
Oh, I love pugs. Leo, who's a good boy.
Leonidas, actually, and he's probably thinking I'm the craziest guy in the whole world after
It's okay.
watching that game. No, but that 4th and 18 catch, Justin Jefferson, play of the career. I mean, that's a signature play, right?
That's a play that when he probably someday goes into Canton will be among the 5 catches they show, and it might be the top one.
Mm-hmm. And then Kirk, I mean, knocked him down, right back up.
Yep.
What we've wanted the whole time. It's a special year. Play the creed. I mean, the whole shebang. I'm going to rock the minivan every day. I'm all in. It's time to go.
It feels like it. Yeah, it feels like it.
Keep it moving here now. Go on Vikings Vent Line. Is it is it Higgles?
Yeah, it's Higgles. Calling from Southern
up,
Idaho
Higgles?
over here, out
Nice.
west.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. I gotta be honest, I wasn't really, you guys been talking since probably 4-1, 5-1. Vikings are special this year. Wasn't really sure I believed it. I'm like, is Kirk still the quarterback? I am still kind of skeptical, but after throwing 2 picks today, I've never seen him play that well after throwing that many picks. So there's some promise there. Some stuff to button up in the red zone and tight finishes at the end of the game, but I think we kind of exposed some flaws of Josh Allen's. So maybe they're not the Goliath we thought they were.
Yeah, definitely. And in fact, I think the stat that the announcers referenced towards the end of the game after the Peterson pick was Josh Allen's now thrown 4 red zone picks in the past 2 games. So he's definitely got his flaws, but again, it's weird because it feels like a special year. The Vikings are definitely at times fortunate, but I don't think that should take away from the fact that they also just continue to punch back. So like you do create your own breaks, but that's a positive. And what we saw today, again, I thought at the highest level so far in 2022 was the resiliency that this team consistently shows paid off huge. Because that game was incredibly flawed, but it was sure as hell fun.
Absolutely. Let's go to Dan now on Vikings Vent Line. Dan, what's up, dude?
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, guys, what a win. What a win. Hey, Judd, I tweeted you at halftime asking about if I should change my jersey or not, and you told me to do it. I switched from the Thielen to the Cook. You said change it, and I did.
And see what happened? See what happened?
Exactly.
Right.
Wave the flag. Wave that
We're
flag.
waving the flag because it happened. You're right. You know what? You changed it up.
Thank you.
And my God, Cook. How about that touchdown run? That was classic.
Exactly.
That was classic old school Dalvin Cook.
I'm down here in North Carolina. I'm part of the cabinet. I'm part of the Unwavering Vikings Loyalty Supervisor North Carolina Division. And unfortunately, we can't get Surly down here, but I still got the purple repping right here. So let's go.
I like it. Good call
I've asked them
on the change.
They said they're trying to get it down here, but I'm still waiting on the Surly down here in North Carolina.
Love it, and I will nudge my friends to see if they can't ship some to your local stores down there.
That would be wonderful.
Awesome.
I love you guys. I watch you guys every day. First time caller. Love you.
Appreciate that.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dan. Love it. Like, I mean, the Vikings Nation, I think, always blows my mind of how many people are all over the country and the globe, for God's sakes. We've had people from even Europe and Australia and all over the parts of the world on here. So I love to see Vikings well represented in North Carolina. Let's go next to Nick on Vikings Vent Line. Nick, what's up?
Doing good. You gentlemen can hear me?
Can hear you good.
Yep, we got you.
Beautiful.
Gotcha, yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
First thing I want to get out of the way right away. Appreciate what you guys do on a daily basis. You guys are my daily therapy. I work at a high school as a basketball coach and listener. I've been a more recent listener. I was a Dane Moore follower from day one and have slowly transitioned into seeing more Score North. So really appreciate what you guys did. A couple of things I want to do as takeaways from the Vikings game is looking at, the significance of that Christian Darrisaw injury. Zadarius Smith looked a little banged up.
Yep.
Greg Joseph with a missed extra point again. Just want to hear your guys' thoughts and just keep up the great work and appreciate it. First time caller. So love everything you guys do.
Appreciate it, Nick.
Awesome
ahead,
stuff,
Judd.
man. I would say this on Darrisaw. So I saw, and I don't know this, that it might be a concussion. Blake Brandel, though, is a massive step down. If Darrisaw is out for any amount of time, that's a problem. Caleb Evans suffered a concussion. He was replaced by Booth. And did you guys see at the end there, the guy that they elevated today, I think this morning or last
Shelly
night?
Island, baby.
Shelly came in.
Island.
And I think it's because Booth was struggling. So that was impressive. And so it's going to be, I don't know how long Cam Dancer's out for, but he was put on IR. So it's at least 4 games, which could be a problem as well. And Zadarius Smith, it worried me. So he got banged up in the second half. I think it was in the fourth quarter. He left. He came back in. And then I think right before the last play where Peterson got his second pick of the day off Allen, Zadarius left again. So, yeah, I mean, they've definitely got some concerns now that they didn't previously have. But my big thing would be Darrisaw for sure. And Zadarius Smith's been banged up all year a little bit. So I'm not sure that he would miss time. If he did, that's a detriment. But the last couple of weeks, Daniil has started to play, I think, better. So that's incredibly important too, because he looks now like he's gradually, slowly but surely becoming more comfortable. So that's how I would assess the injuries.
All right, let's keep it moving. We'll go to Rico next on Vikings Vent Line. Rico, what's up, dude?
What's up? I just want to say congratulations with the birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Hope you're having a blast of a day.
Glad to be around still.
My wife keep asking me, why am I watching sports ball? This is why.
Yep.
It's the only place that's magic lift, right?
Yep.
Because today it was wonderful. Even my pug woke up as I screamed because it's really, really, really late over here. So yeah.
I love it.
So happy birthday. And
Thank you.
Thanks for brightening my day, all of you. I'm listening to you several hours every day. So it's really weird. So seeing you. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. Great
Thanks,
dog
Rico.
too. Yep.
Love you, Pug.
He's right. There are several Vikings games every year that I watch them, and I'm like, why am I watching the Vikings so much? I mean, besides the fact that it's my job. And I've said this for a long time about sports. We watch a lot of, like, I wouldn't say it's garbage, but they're not great games, right? Because it makes you appreciate today. Because when you get one of these, it's like, oh my God. And I feel like if you watch the rest, it gives you even a greater appreciation for this, which is still a flawed game, but my goodness, was it fun to watch.
Absolutely. Joe, what's up, man? You're next on Vikings Vent Line. How are you?
Skull Vikes, man. How y'all doing?
Great.
Good, dude.
How are you?
I'm doing good, man.
Good.
I just got a couple of takes. One, I said back in week 2, I thought this was the preview of the Super Bowl. My pick is Minnesota over Buffalo in the Super Bowl. I just got a couple of takes. One is, if you've ever had like a chronic illness, football is like life. It's ups and downs. It's ugly sometimes. It's not always good. And so even I was already going to come on Vent Line. I missed the 4th and 18. I was already resigned to coming up here because I thought the game was over. So when I came back in the living room, I saw the catch, and I saw that on Instagram that OBJ tweeted Justin Jefferson on that catch, and he was like, "That's the king of one-hand catches," even after what Diggs did. I mean, they got some stuff to clean up. I think that KOC is still trying to get the personnel together, because the one thing that frustrated me was the 3rd and 1 and the 4th and 1. I'm like, why is not CJ Ham on the field? It's only 1 yard. Just just impose your will on those guys and get it. But they can't say that this team is not legit. You play the teams that are before you. It's not our fault Tua was hurt. So you play the teams that's before you and you win the game. It doesn't matter how you win. You just win. So appreciate you guys. I watch Purple Daily all the time. Skol Vikes, let's go win a Super Bowl before we die.
Awesome stuff, man. Thank
Love
you.
it. Amen, Joe.
The difference is this, though. Today ups your confidence. So, like, he's right. Like, if you're supposed to play Jared Goff or Fields, I get all that. But the reason why I think all of us on the show were hoping that Josh would play, and he did, was to sort of get this test. Because you knew it was going to be tough as hell, and it was, and you still won. So I definitely feel like the Vikings have worked hard, and I definitely feel like the Vikings have taken advantage of opportunities a lot. But like, this is one of the rare games where you're like, okay, this is a really good team, and my God, they take a 27-10 lead, and you come back and win on the road. Let's just say the Vikings are going to be ascending in my Tuesday rankings, and I'm sure that you boys will do the same. I mean, it does.
Not to spoil the party, but there's no argument to not move them above the Bills at this point.
There's not anymore.
Absolutely. Hogarth, what's up, man?
Cheers, gentlemen. In case you can't see, we're doing the Furious cheers.
Here, clank it.
Look at that.
Clank it.
Clank
Clank
it. Bang.
Clank it. Clack.
There you go.
So, just only a handful of things to say, because I know there's probably a lot of people waiting. But I tell you what, this is the Kirk. This is the Kirk. I've been labeled a Kirk hater, but I'm, more of a contract hater. This is that dude. He's tough as nails, right? He gets in there. Darisaw goes out. He sees a lot more pressure. Didn't even seem to matter. The guy, So, hey, cheers to that. How bad is Darisaw, by the way? I don't think we ever. I never heard a follow up on that. This is a team that I think now they have earned. They've earned that they're legit. Mm-hmm. They've earned Miami didn't have two. No, they earned it now. Congratulations. You're in the big time. Now let's go beat the Cowboys. Let's go beat the other big teams. Let's see what this team can do. By the way, this was actually only meant to be a follow-up on my my application for director of sanitation for Vikings Twitter. You've got your sea levels. I was just hoping to clean up some trash on that.
I love it. You're in.
That's all I had. Beautiful.
No question about it. You're in. You know what? You're hired.
Love it. All right, let's go to Jedward now on Vikings Vent Line. Jedward, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
How's it going? I am almost speechless this game, but I know I have to pull myself together and, actually say something. So this year, I got 4 words. We win these games. That's all I have to say about this. Like, I did not doubt them even when we were down 17 points. I just knew I've seen this before. We are going to somehow, even though it seems impossible, we are going to win this game. And somehow we pulled it off. That goal line stand where Kendricks gets the touchdown, I was losing my gourd. And they proved me right that you just gotta have faith. This year is different. I know that we've all been hurt. We've all been there before. We're like, okay, same old Vikings where they're gonna, shut down for quarters 2, 3, and then maybe we'll come back in the 4th, but just to let us down, because they're gonna drag it out as long as possible. But no, not this year, man. This year is something different, and I don't know what it is, but it feels really good, and that's all I gotta say.
Jedward, are you a long lost brother of TJ Hawkinson? Because I'm pretty sure this is actually TJ Hawkinson on the screen right now.
Yeah, we're second cousins twice removed, actually.
Right. Yeah.
That's some great hair, dude. Great hair.
Thank you very much. But so last time I was on the vent line, it was on the we just gotten married, me and my wife, and now I am a little under 3 weeks away from having my baby girl. So I hope that we can bring her into a winning season, going into the Super Bowl, and she can be a Super Bowl winning little trophy for me of just what can get better than this? You know?
Yeah. What you want to avoid there, Jedward, is if we win a Super Bowl, that means you have to have a kid every year, right? If you're
Well,
superstitious,
and that's
then that
actually
means-
a bet that my wife and I had, but like, you know, I'm willing to put that on hold because that's a lot of stress to put on the body. So
yeah, it's a lot of stress.
Yeah, it's a lot of stress.
we're just gonna chill it on this one, and we're just gonna enjoy the Super Bowl, and we're just gonna let sleeping dogs lie on that one.
Thanks,
Awesome
Jedward.
stuff, man.
Appreciate it, man. Look at that. Purple Daily, but bringing families together.
He did.
That's incredible. Let's go to Rashad next on Vikings Vent Line. Rashad, what's up?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
All right, well, I got a couple points to make, man. I'm so gassed up. First and foremost, I watch you guys a lot, so thanks for letting me in again. We've been saying for years that this team had it. They had something. You know what I mean? We just needed to put it all together. I'm glad they finally made the hire. I've been really impressed with O'Connell. It'll be interesting to. I was thinking it would be interesting to see how he keeps them motivated after going into a dominant opponent and pulling it off at the end. Like, you know, we got a fairly young team, so just keeping them, you know, like, all right, guys, next week we got to keep this up. You know what I'm saying? Not letting their heads get too big. There's been a few catches in Vikings history that have kind of let you know the season is going to be really special. The Greg Lewis from Brett Favre catch back in the day, like. This is starting to have that feel. If our record didn't say it, that miracle catch that brother made, pulling it out of somebody's hands with one hand, never seen nothing like that in my life. Wait, where was I? You guys know there are times. Why? Please, someone answer this question for me. Why? Because you all know there's times in every game where it's like, okay, they're not going to recover from that dagger. It can be the third quarter and something just happens. And you're like, oh no, that's going to be hard to overcome. Sometimes it'll be on the 3rd and short. Why do we keep throwing the ball on 3rd and 1? Why do and not even slants, like fades and stuff? It's like, come on, man, that's a low percentage catch. Like, it's not worth it to get a turnaround like that when we can just run the ball. We got 2 studs in the backfield. Like, what are you doing? They do it every game. It drives me crazy. Last point I'm gonna make, because I know the line is long. I know people, you know, don't like the Kirk Cousins interceptions. I don't mind them. I don't mind them. I like that he's taking chances. I think we have studs who can catch the ball. So if he's going to throw one pick, at least let it be a good pick. Don't let it be something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the Eagles game, he got outmatched a little bit this last game. You probably shouldn't let that one go. But I like him taking the chances, man. We needed that. We need somebody who's going to coach him and say, look, our defense is going to hold it down. Don't worry about that one. Just let that one go. Throw a pick if it's there. Hopefully we get a touchdown. Either way, hell of a win. I too was at the Minneapolis Miracle. I've never seen anything like this resilience we showed today. Love you guys. Keep it up, man. Thank you.
Awesome stuff, man. Thank you. Yeah, this was crazy. This was absolutely nuts. I agree with him on Cousins. I do agree. Now, the first pick was a bad pass. It sailed. But that being said, I also think that it's incredibly important that if Kirk has the ability, and it appears it's there now, to rebound. Like, the only thing would be is if Kirk had freaked out completely and gone in the toilet. He didn't. So I think he's got 8 picks now. I think he had 7 all of last year. But I would much rather go with this guy who's got a clutch gene than 2020 and 21, which was certainly not this clutch, you guys.
I would take more issue, Judd, with the second pick that he threw. That was just, there was no one to the left. Like, I honestly think he thought that was a Vikings receiver, the DB that picked it off, and that was an atrocious. That was just what are we doing? But I didn't mind the KJ Osborne either. He tried to sail one and just put a little bit too much mustard on it. I don't hate it either. Let's go to Mose next on Vikings Vent Line. Mose, what's up, man?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep, got you. Okay,
perfect. I love waking up early in the mornings in Australia to get wins. It's a nice, refreshing feeling. Woke up at 5 this morning, and for most of the game, I was speechless, especially that last little bit. But I think a couple things that I've noticed or that I've taken in is that compared to last year's team, I actually trust this team now, whether it's situational or just in general. I really do trust this team, even though you got Kirk throwing his interceptions every now and then, and the defense giving up yards or points occasionally. But yeah, I really just trust this team, and the one thing I keep saying to myself is, we just beat the bloody Buffalo Bills in Buffalo.
Yep.
if you'd told me that we would do that last year, if you'd told me last year we would beat Buffalo in Buffalo, I wouldn't have guessed it. I wouldn't have said yes, but I think that's the main takeaway for me is, I can trust this team moving forward. And, I'm sure going into the future, we will have some lapses and we'll lose a couple games here and there that we should win. But for the most part, I can really trust Kevin O'Connell and this group moving forward. And I think we do have a real chance of winning that Super Bowl.
Great stuff, man.
Awesome
Thank you.
stuff, Mose.
Yeah, and I think what you can trust is that they are going to stay engaged the entire game, which sounds very small, but we've seen it before where that has not been the case. So yes, I think that at least in these 8 games, what they've shown is they are not going to, especially since week 2, they're not going to disappear, right? Because the Philadelphia game, like, to go back to what I said on PD a couple days ago, I would love to see that game now. I think that game's different now. I really do. Because if you go back to that game, the Vikings sort of got their will taken away. And then the Eagles tried to get them back into it, and the Vikings declined. Today was just the opposite. Today they just kept punching. And so I think that there is a major positive difference from that week 2 team to this team.
Yeah, they were allowed to go back in and win the game anyways, right? Even after crumbling and looking like they were going to be buried, they were able to do that. We'll keep it moving. Vikings vent line rolls on. Let's go to, is it Curbelo?
Yes, you got
What's
it.
up, buddy?
How are you guys? I listen to you guys every morning to my job, every day coming back. Appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you.
Just want to tell you a little story from this morning. I was playing golf. My girlfriend's dog passed away. She called me. Really unfortunate. I come home. Had to deal with that, and I'm like, all right, well, we at least have something to look forward to. It's a Vikings game. You never know what can happen. I saw the Josh Allen thing that he's going to end up playing. So I was pretty. I was like, all right, we never know what can happen. It's a big game. Come watch the game. Kirk's lowering his shoulder to go get a first down, which is awesome. He's leading the passing yards today, which is another great thing. Like against the Bills defense, you would never think that would happen. And then also KJ showed up really awesome in the first half. Like would not expect that. I mean, JJ did too, but Thielen was absent, and then he did I think he had like 2 or 3 catches, but awesome game from these guys. The best thing I want to see, I mean, I guess like the JJ catch was one of the best things in the world that I ever saw in my life. People probably heard me scream from Minnesota, from here in New Jersey, screaming off my head. But my girlfriend, right before the Josh Allen fumble, said the dog's name was Teddy. I'm gonna ask Teddy to help us from heaven win the game, and came out and won the game. So it's awesome to see, and thank you for guys having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, man,
Great
appreciate
stuff.
you.
Sorry about her dog. That sucks. Yeah. So I would encourage, it's great. This team's 8-1. We certainly have not seen this all come to fruition through a playoff run yet. But I mean, this is why we occasionally do go back to saying this might be the year, which is a tough thing to say. But I mean, when you see what this team has done and it's evolving and changing and how much Kirk has changed. And I mean, Dalvin today, where the hell did that run come from? That was Dalvin Cook circa 2018, right? So like, there's just a lot of things that this team is doing well consistently that is really encouraging.
Absolutely.
Hey,
I
Teddy.
think we got a family affair here on Vikings Event Line coming up next. Is this the Nelsons?
Hold on, you want the flag? You want the flag waved? Should I give you the flag?
Oh my God.
There you go. For the whole family. The adults can pour Surly.
Best game I've ever seen.
That one's for you.
That game was amazing. This is so great to be on. Thank you guys so much for having us, first of all. So we're just a big family of Vikings fans. We just bleed purple, and that game was insane. Got to give it to the defense for showing up like the whole time and keeping us in it, and the offense for just making some amazing plays and just pulling out the W at the end. That was phenomenal. So, I mean, wow, we honestly couldn't ask for more. I mean, as fans, I mean, we're in it. We're 8-1 right now. So
I know.
Wow, this is crazy.
And we do listen to you guys every day.
Well, thank you.
Honestly.
Thank you very much.
That's why I start my morning.
Yeah, that's true.
I typically can't watch during the day, but
that's fine.
First thing in the morning, I watch the day's episodes, and In the Trenches with Booney is my favorite.
Yeah, that show's great, Phil. Your whole show, everything you guys do is awesome. Thank you guys so much.
And we just just wanted him to show up, right?
And I like the dog too.
Yeah, I mean, just show up, come back, make a game of it,
Yep.
win or lose. We were in Buffalo, right? I mean, no one thought we were really going to win. I mean, I know a couple of you guys picked us, but with the turnovers, everything else, it was like,
we just wanted them to compete for sure.
Compete. I'll see you in Arizona.
Yeah.
Love it.
That.
Thank you.
Love me a family affair on Vikings fan. We don't get a lot of those. I love me a family. We're just entertaining a whole family's worth of content.
They're 8-1 now, man.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's
Vinny's
happy.
excited. Yeah, Vinny's excited. He's got takes. Good to know. Good to know. Good boy. Let's go to Connor next from Tulsa. Connor, what's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Congrats on the win. I'm going with the dog theme. Got my dog Margot here.
Margot.
Yeah, I first want to apologize to my wife's classmates because she was on a Zoom call doing a project during the fourth quarter and overtime of this game. So I think they were a little concerned, but I think she'll be forgiven here in the near future. A couple points that I think deserve some consideration. Going into this 4-game stretch before this game, I think it wasn't necessarily like, oh, we have to win in Buffalo or the season is in trouble, right?
Right.
But when you get these opportunities to compete in these certain spots in the schedule, and then as you're getting closer to the end of the game and there's a chance that we're going to win this game, especially considering potential injuries that mounted up. I don't know Darrisaw's status currently, and I saw we had a corner in there who I had never heard of before this game. So especially as things like that tend to go on, it becomes more urgent that we get this W. And I mean, who knows how the team's going to respond going into Dallas or playing Dallas next week, because I don't know how you can come down from a high like this. But I think it goes to show how more of a priority this win was as we got closer to the end and could potentially pull it out. Because I mean, what was the stat that came up on the TV that like no one's won in Buffalo when they're up 14 since like the 60s or something like that, which is insane. Yeah. So I just think that we're going to look back and realize how big of a win this was, not necessarily just from a seeding standpoint as we get into the playoffs, but just overall team morale. Because who knows what these next 3 weeks are going to be like, right?
Exactly. Yep. And I think that's the most important thing is the morale. Because, I mean, look, you've beaten a bunch of teams, and I get that. But, like, this win and how you did it speaks volumes. Like, you can no longer dismiss this team. And this team is clearly carrying a momentum that only, like a snowball going down the hill, builds every week. And so I think this win is huge because it also now, in some ways, I think mentally erases the Philadelphia loss. Because that was a ugly loss, and you had every chance. And a lot of the same things transpired in that game that transpired today, and you didn't come back. Today, you did. So I think morale-wise and momentum-wise, this was absolutely huge. Not a must-win, but I think it alters things again now where no one's going to say, yeah, you see, Vikings went to Buffalo and lost. They're not for real.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, all right? This show's been amazing. Can you hear me right now with no delay?
Yes.
We're hear you without a delay.
We're good now.
So, and again, I am just sitting over here like the happiest guy ever watching all these fans come in here. I mean, this is the reason why we do this show. And Declan and I we're just kind of texting and troubleshooting. We were going to rip the internet company. It's not the internet company. This is the most people we've ever had in here was a bandwidth issue, and I think we have it fixed. But to your Eagles point, this was the Eagles game 2.0, and they learned from it. In fact, weren't they down by basically the same score? It was like 20-something to 10 or whatever it was. They were down by like 2 or 3 scores in both those games. And even when they were down, I think one of those Kirk picks came like as they were still down by 14 or something. But they just kept pushing forward. You're going to get like 3 more possessions. You're moving the ball. They were averaging over 6 yards per play on offense. And so I love that they just kept coming at the Bills in this game. They learned from the Eagles game. Now, some of this is also like, They got super lucky that Josh Allen fumbled. So there's like an element of skill and grit and tenacity and luck and all these things, and we'll unpack it, I'm sure, over the next few days. But that was my biggest thing, was like, this was the Eagles game 2.0, but it went their way because they kept pushing to score points, and they kept pushing to force turnovers and to make Josh Allen have to work for it.
Yes, and credit where credit is due. I think the player who was probably the biggest difference mentally from week 2 to today was Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk had a lot go wrong today. Kirk did not play a great game. But you know what we didn't see? We didn't see that it's over look. He looked frustrated at times, but I didn't see as much like, oh man, we're screwed. And so I do think that there is, and it might sound cliched and silly, but I do think there is a belief that is taking place that for athletes in any sport is incredibly important.
Yeah.
Because I think Kirk is buying in now to, oh, I sort of get it. And look, you know what? The chains and all of that stuff, Kirko plays a role in how he feels about himself. And Kirk and Kirko faced off at times. I could see it. The inner turmoil of Kirk and Kirko. And Kirko won the damn game. Kirk was out.
Yeah,
Very Harvey Dent. Very Harvey Dent Batman reference there.
This was like for a while it was all classic Kirk Cousins, and I got a couple tweets out there that I shudder to even look now after an hour with the dunking that's being done on my Twitter account right now. But then he just morphed into the fourth quarter Pharaoh again a couple times. Now I'd like to see them cash in on that drive at the end, get that sneak in or cash in overtime and just dagger the game. But like, my God, that was just an incredible theater for almost 4 hours. So anyways, all right, who's next on Vikings Fan Line?
Let's go to one of our regulars. Let's go to our guy Ben in Florida. Ben, what's up, bud?
Oh, all righty. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Good.
All right, good.
Gotcha,
good.
man. Yep.
Two things. A few things. Number one, if Kirko, not Kirk, Kirko shows up in football games, the Vikings are going to get the Lombardi. That's how I feel about it.
You've entered Kirko territory. You're in Kirko land.
Kirko. We have to chase Kirk and swag Kirk. We need that Kirk showing up, because this was a game, and I'll go to this. I give credit to O'Connell too. Kirk and O'Connell just seem to be operating on the same page. O'Connell said, look, I'm going to believe in my quarterback. My quarterback's going to make a play. Yes, he threw 2 picks. Who cares? He's going to make a play. And the way I see it right now with this team, number one, Justin Jefferson is just, it's Justin Jefferson and everybody else is just living in his world.
Yes.
That's how good he was today. Yeah. That's how good he was. And for this team to go into Buffalo and to beat a Josh Allen, who, by the way, was also playing godlike level at the quarterback position. For this team to do that, to me, that says you have to do a whole lot to beat this team. That to me is this win changes everything how I feel about this team. Everything. So again, if we get Kirko, we're winning the Lombardi. We need Kirk every game, not Kirk. Give me Kirko every game. I like this version of Kirk.
I love it. Kirko. So, by the way, Kirko's, if you just want to look again at the back of the football card stats that Kirk has sort of built his generational wealth off of and has sparked all these debates, his back of the football card stats are going to look worse tomorrow now that they're going to be calculated with a 71 passer rating in this game. I don't give a rip. The fact that he bounces back and he's throwing darts to Justin Jefferson, leading the Vikings. They're just like zombies just coming back at you down the field. That's back-to-back. Here's something for the old ESPN stats and info crew to look up. When's the last time this team was down double digits in the second half, back-to-back games, and won both games? And won both games on the road?
Yeah.
Has that ever happened in Vikings history? Back-to-back road games, down double digits second half, double digits fourth quarter, and they win? And one of those teams is a Super Bowl contender?
Oh, boy.
But his back of the football card stats are going to look, who cares about his stats?
Happy
That's
birthday
right.
to me.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, those. Get
Happy
another
birthday to
Surly
me.
and go Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Oh, I like to enjoy it.
If they get to the Super Bowl, will you Stone Cold Steve Austin 2 Surly Furiouses, 2 Before I Dies?
Oh, boy.
pour them all over your head.
I think Judd, just from as
Yeah, I
someone who's
would.
younger and has maybe a little bit more recent experience of chugging beers and shotgunning beers, you're probably gonna want like a Surly Hell or like a Before I Die.
Yeah,
Furious would be really tough.
Yeah,
That's
I think
a
Before I
sipper.
Die.
Yeah, it's a sipper. Yeah.
I think Before I Die is a possibility.
Okay.
I think I could do that, but yes, and plus, guess what? This is too good a beer to chug quickly. It's great beer.
It's a great beer. Yeah,
makes sense.
Beer. Yeah.
We'll keep going. Let's go to Red Lava now on Vikings Vent Line. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, dude.
Great.
Dude. What's up?
I mean, what can you say, honestly? But this game proved to me, and this is coming back from week 3. I had my doubts still against the Lions game because I watched that game, and I left during the halftime, and then I came back 2 minutes fourth quarter. They were down 4, and my dad and I were getting ready to leave. And then that JJ play happened. So I had texted my dad. I'm like, I'm staying in the car. I am not moving. The luck needs to stay here. I don't need to move.
Yep.
And then he gets out to the car, and then the fumble happened. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy we won. I don't like how we're winning, but at the same time, I have a new respect because this game could have been a trap game, and this game doesn't win last year.
Well,
that's the
hold on.
biggest point I have to make.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on here. This was not a trap game. This was a heavyweight fight against one of the 3 best teams in the NFL in their house. Windy, Josh Allen. 100% in my book. I mean, he was throwing, this dude was like dropping down 3 quarters, throwing lasers 40 yards down the field. Like,
Running
this is not
over
a trap
people?
game. Yeah. And I disagree. I love the way that they're winning. Could we use a little blowout here at some point? Go take the Lions behind the woodshed and win by 3 touchdowns? Sure. But what happened today is what's going to happen multiple times potentially in the playoffs, where you're going to have to go on the road. You're going to have to go and you're going to be down by double digits. Same thing last week.
Yes.
Like, this is, I mean, you are literally like simulating what's going to happen in the playoffs here, and you're doing it twice in a row, and you're doing it against one of the 3 best teams in the NFL. So I love it.
If you go into Buffalo and you blow them out, guess what? They played a crappy game. You didn't learn a lot. So like we have this expectation that the Vikings are this high-powered team. They're a hard-working team, and they've certainly got some unbelievable skill position players. But, I mean, these are the type of games that these teams win.
Yeah.
Like, they're not a high-flying, high-wire circus act. Certainly not yet. So, yeah, this is, to me, the definition of what they are doing is more impressive in some ways because your back's against the wall, you look like you're screwed. And the one thing he is right about is a year ago, the Vikings at 27-10 basically fold, and Kirk leads a 4th quarter comeback that makes the score look respectable, but we're all like, you weren't going to come back and win that.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, if you are still hanging out, we're like an hour into this Vikings Vent Line celebration here. We've had Judd waving the flag. If you had the over on 5.5, I think you're good here for Judd waving the flag. There it is. Pretty sure we've hit the over on that.
Yeah.
If you could click the subscribe button and the like button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, it helps spread the word about this daily Vikings entertainment and community that you all are helping us build. And again, this show, Vikings Vent Line, right after every game is over, we are here bringing you guys in, turning the show over to you. I mean, a day like today is exactly why this show exists. So it's been fun just kind of sitting back and watching you guys have the time of your life. One of the most ridiculous regular season games in Vikings history, and they won it. So, and then when Stephon Diggs makes a catch like that, and it's not even the best one-headed catch in the game because Justin Jefferson's better, it was fun playing against Stephon Diggs, but Justin Jefferson is better. And that's part of the reason why the Vikings won the game today.
Rick Spielman, baby, won that trade.
Hire
Who would have
his
thunk
ass.
it? Who would have thunk it?
All right, who's next, Declan?
Let's go to Minnetonka Mike. What's up, bud?
How you doing, guys? Well, in honor of his birthday, I got my notes here.
I think Mike's audio is a little.
We got a little bit of mic issues. Mike, just adjust your audio input output there, and we'll get you back on here in just a second. In the meantime, we'll go to DeAndre.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Hey, DeAndre.
Bad, man. First and foremost, You guys deserve whatever award is out there, man. This is the best show I've ever been put on to, man. My pops put me onto this show, who was also a veteran. He passed away a couple years ago.
Dude, thank you, and rest easy, man.
Man, thank you. Appreciate it. I lost my voice from yelling at the TV for hours. My fiance, she had to stab out of here for a birthday party. She's going to be upset that she didn't get to see Declan's eyes, man.
Ladies, he's taken now. Yeah. He's taken. He's at least he's in the queue. He's in the queue. Yeah. I guess he's technically not officially taken.
Anything
yet.
could fall apart.
Yeah,
you never know.
You never know. You gotta close the game, close the division.
Couple things, man. I love this team. I love that you guys post every comment that I post on the event line, man. It's amazing. But I need you guys to do one thing for me, because it seemed like it started in that 98 season. I need you guys to do a deep dive into where this curse came from for missing kicks, man. I could see this team going all the way to the bowl, and we lose it on a missed field goal. Oh. Extra point, something that's gonna make me lose my mind. So if you guys literally just do a little deep dive into that and see where this started, because we must have pissed off some assistant, some player. It's crazy.
It's a fair piece of anxiety. It is. I think if there's like a big celebration happening on the team plane, and Cousins has got the shirt off again, and everyone's celebrating, and is Greg Joseph just kind of sitting quietly, a little awkwardly off to the side on the flight back home,
just reading a book,
just
got his head buried in a book.
Yeah,
I'm for Greg silent on every flight home. At this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and thank you for the kind words. We appreciate it, and we hope to get you on again sometime for sure. Yeah, like I don't think right now today is. I mean, if you guys want to go there, you can. I mean, there's plenty of time to nitpick some of the things that need to be nitpicked. So I'm not going to do the Greg Joseph doom and gloom thing on Ventline here today. But like, yeah, it's a thing. It was a thing today. I will say that because people kind of misconstrued the game flow. Yeah, you don't want him missing an extra point there. But I think the game plays out differently in the ping pong battle back and forth if he makes the extra point, right? There's like a lot of the stuff that happened afterwards would have played out differently. So, just worth noting, I guess.
Let's try Minnetonka Mike again here on Vikings Vent Line. What's up, buddy? You got us now? You're just muted on your end. You just got to unmute yourself, and then you should be good.
All right. How's it sound now?
There we
Much
go.
better. Yep.
All right, there we go. Well, in honor of Judd's birthday, I got my notes here on my phone. So happy birthday, Judd.
Thank you. You're awesome.
I got to give a quick shout out to Nick in Germany from a couple weeks ago. He led off the vent line. He's one of my buddies from back here. So good to see him on there. I've got a suggestion for your "What Are You Doing, Guys" segment this week. It's got to be the booth review guy. How do you not a review on that Gabe Davis catch, right?
Making a note right now. I think you've produced a segment for us tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that. How do you not buzz down?
Unbelievable. But I did want to say I only turned on the game when it was already 24-10. Usually I wouldn't even turn on the game at that point, but this year's team got me believing. I really even didn't feel like they were going to lose as I was watching them. They're just taking every hit and keep rolling with it. And on that point too, like who could be the MVP for this game? Like it could be any number of guys. Jefferson with the monster game and all the crazy catches. Kirk Cousins with his clutch run at the end, the 357 yards. Pat Peterson, 2 picks in the end zone. Are you kidding me?
2 pick. Yeah.
Dalvin Cook had his best game of the season. And even like Blake Brandell or whoever his name is, and the backup cornerbacks had to come in for all these injuries. I mean, I don't know. All you can do right now is just blast that ode to joy and wave the flag, right?
Well, I mean,
since
you're producing segments, I mean,
there we go.
We'll do it. There it is.
Let's go. Love you guys.
Another candidate, by the way, for "What Are You Doing, Guy"? I don't know is it too early to flex games? We're into November now. Games can
you can flex,
right?
Yeah, but what is it, Jed? I think you need like 10 or 14 days notice, right? Like, I don't think you can just like flex at 7 days.
Yeah, we
you need
kind
a
of knew
couple weeks
this
notice.
2-3 weeks ago. I think whoever decided to not flex this game into primetime, all due respect to Chargers versus 49ers tonight, you missed out on a 4-hour, just ridiculous back and forth all-time game. So what are you doing, guy? Couldn't look at the schedule and see a couple
right,
of
though.
juggernaut teams against each other?
How do you not buzz down and review that? Like, you might screw it up and call it a catch. I don't know. But the replay system is there by the very definition, and it's taken away from the coaches late in games to review that exact play.
I will say, though, like,
craziest
bravo to
things.
the Bills because, like, so many times those iffy plays happen, teams still don't get up to the line fast enough to hike the ball. And they were like, crap, go, because that was the right decision to do for sure. And I actually do applaud them for getting out there. But, yeah, it should have been reviewed 100%.
Some people are saying this game may have been protected by Fox. Other people are saying that Kirko Chains would not have shown up late if it was a primetime game. So
I don't think it was. I checked on that. I don't think it was protected by Fox, but I do think that the fact that they have the San Francisco and Los Angeles markets tonight, because if you take, like, this was a great game, but the primary markets are Minnesota and Buffalo, as opposed to two huge ones. I think that's why they probably stayed with it.
Yeah, the NFL is more interested. Like, they want good games, but they're interested in big markets that could also be good games. So
now, to be clear, as far as I know, nobody in California cares about the Chargers. So
that's true.
Like, when's the last time you're like, I'm a big LA Chargers fan?
Whereas everybody in Minneapolis and Buffalo cares about the Vikings and the Bills.
True.
So
Amen.
maybe it balances out. All right, back to the vent lines here.
Victor the Viking, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's good, friends?
I love it. I love it. Like, every other guest looks like TJ Hawkinson so far today. It's awesome.
Man, I even shaved my long beard, but yeah, for sure. So I've been listening for 2 years from Sweden. Listen pretty much every day on my commute, and it's almost midnight here, so I'm thankful I could get on. Just trying to get my heart rate down because this game was it was a doozy. I've been a fan since my wife took a semester in North Park College in Chicago, and her two Minnesotan friends put me on to Vikings. Shout out to Sam and Annie Randall. Good job there.
Nice.
So the Minnesota Miracle or Minneapolis Miracle season was my first one, like really watching. And I got my heart broken from that. But this game, I think, tops it, at least for me. It was weird. So 3 points from me to you guys. I'm starting off a little bit negative. What's your guys' take on the defense after the Kendricks touchdown, or whatever you want to call it? Like, do we have to play that kind of soft defense in those situations? Just giving up yardage everywhere?
Let's start with that one real quick, and we'll get to your other questions. It's so hard because, on one hand, like, your first instinct watching the game is to just, like, Ed Donashell, you know, what are they doing here? But this is also an offense. Remember that playoff game against the Chiefs last year where they're just going back and like a Rocky fight or something, just going back and forth. This is kind of a Michael Myers Halloween offense that they just keep chunking yards down the field regardless of who's playing defense against them sometimes. Were there something? It looked to me like the Vikings pass rush, and at one point Zadarius Smith had kind of gotten banged up and had to come out of the game. It looked like the pass rush was gassed. And so was there a way to maybe send an extra guy a little more often, but then you're leaving yourself open to running lanes for Josh Allen? I mean, I don't know, man. It was disappointing to see them moving the ball like that, but it's also the Buffalo Bills, so you just have to kind of hold on for dear life sometimes.
Yeah, sure. And also, I want to preface anything I say with I'm a complete football idiot, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's just
I know about it.
That's what
so are we.
What I picked up so far. So anyway, question number 2: is there any chance the Commanders will beat Eagles tomorrow, starting up the line for that first seed?
Brett Favre.
There's always a chance. I don't think so, but who knows? I mean, this league is so weird. It is so hard to definitively say this team can't win. It is really difficult. So yes, I think that there's a chance. Odds are against it, but I would not dismiss it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yes, the first seed is very much in play here.
Go Vikes. And the last one. So if Kirk continues to play like this, I wouldn't hate signing him for like a 45-year contract. If he goes down somewhat in yearly money. So like starting a dynasty. Is that does that constitute a hot take?
Yeah, it's a pretty hot take.
All right, if you had to decide right now,
it's a hot take.
Right now, Kirk Cousins, this version of Kirk Cousins, Kirko Chains. Next year is the last year, Judd, or you can get him for 4 more years at a more friendly cap situation to move money around however you see fit. What are you doing, Judd?
Next year's last year.
You're gonna play it out? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even
all right,
tough.
Okay. Hey, all right, hater.
Because of his age.
All right,
Why
Kirk,
No, I mean,
happy birthday.
so you're talking
hater.
about him being
Okay.
38, 39? No. I'm going to. Plus, here's the thing that I think O'Connell's done a fantastic job of propping Kirk up and helping Kirk achieve not statistical greatness, but actually wins and making him clutch. But I'm going to come back to this on a regular basis. We still don't know what Kevin O'Connell deems to be his perfect quarterback. We just don't know yet.
I would say Patrick Mahomes is probably what he.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's he looking for? Is he looking for that skill set, the Allen skill set? You know, so like he is O'Connell, in my opinion, is coach of the year because he is making do with a lot of personnel that he didn't really pick. He's got it and he's maximizing it. He's been great.
Incredible. He was at the podium after the game too, and he was asked about like, hey, what are your thoughts about what just happened out there? And he said, I'm still trying to process it. So yeah, it's going to take days to process what the hell just happened.
Also,
so many things.
Ben Gessling has this. He said, what's next for the plane ride home, Kirk Cousins? And he said, quote, I think we reached the mountaintop last week, and I don't know that there's anywhere to go from here. Someone else may have to take the mantle. Patrick Peters said players have something planned for Cousins.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, Kirko is going to be on that plane, and nobody's going to take the mantle from Kirko.
So he feels a little uncomfortable kind of being in the spotlight. But you know
Kirk
what I
does.
love? I love that Kirko Chains knows now after that win, it's all business now. Okay? It's all business. If you guys have something planned for me, that's fine. But ultimately, they checked the box that everyone's been waiting for them to check today. And they are now officially in the mix of teams that can win the Super Bowl.
Kirk needs to just blank out and allow Kirko to take the reins. Because, like, Kirk is going to be like, yeah, it might be somebody else's turn. Kirko's like, hell no, it's all about me.
Has Kirk ever blacked out from drinking too much skim milk, do you think?
I'm just saying,
We're about to
needs
find out on the team plane.
Damn right.
Kirko needs to, it's basically the Incredible Hulk.
Can we stop with the, I don't know where the broadcast crew about 6 different times called him Kirk Thuggins.
That's not as good as Kirko.
I mean, not to get all like, sensitive or anything. But it's like, okay, so we're going to so his black teammates are going to put chains on him, and now we're going to use the word thug. Like, let's not. Like,
And he's way more of a Kirko.
Kirko Chains is the
Yeah, that's him.
here, not Kirk Thuggins. Okay, let's just.
Fair.
Let's not go down that path. All right, who's next on Vikings?
All right, this guy's not in his hot tub, but he's got takes.
Oh, boy.
Bob.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on the show.
What's up, Bob?
Hey, Judd, to your point that this was a heavyweight slugfest. I mean, this is Ollie, Frazier, Thrill, and Manila. 2 greats just slugging it out. And, Skull, we got the win. Now, I just want to go back to the third quarter where the Bills are up by 10 and they go for it on that 4th and 2. They're in control of the game. They got the #1 defense at home. They're at home. They're at home. They got the crowd behind them. They go for it and take that risk. And Patrick Peterson makes the big interception, and he makes them pay. After that, they opened the door for the Vikings to mount the comeback, and we did mount the comeback. And that comeback, I just want to remind all you Bill fans and the coach of the Bills that Justin Jefferson upstaged his replacement, Stephon Diggs, which I thought Diggs' catch was one of the greatest I've ever seen in NFL history. And then following that, he was upstaged by his replacement, Justin Jefferson, who comes down with a one-handed catch, has to hold the ball when the defender's trying to rip it out and prevent the ground from creating an incompletion on
He had
4th
to,
and
he,
18. Are you
Bob,
kidding me?
he had to survive the ground.
He survived the ground. He survived the rip. He made one of the greatest plays I've ever seen in my life. And let me tell you, I've been watching this game for a long time because you can see that's Fran Tarkington. And look, the Purple People Eaters did the job today. And I'll tell you who else did the job. KJ Osborne. How about on that 4th and 1 on that jet sweep? Somehow he stayed in bounds and he reached out and he got the 4th and 1. The game was over if he doesn't make that play. So credit to guys like that, to Jefferson, to Cousins, to the defense making the big plays. To the kicker screwed up on the extra point, but you know what? Joseph made the kick to win the game, so I give him credit. It's a big win. This is one of the greatest games I've ever seen, and it's just fun to watch.
Bob, I think we need both you and Judd to get the flag or grab whatever you have.
There it is, Bob. There it is for you.
How about a little bourbon, maple infused bourbon?
There it is. That boy, Bob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Francis.
Amazing. Bob in Pennsylvania, one of the OG Vikings vent line callers back
Sober
in the day
today.
when it was on 1500 ESPN.
I thought he was sober. No, you don't think so?
He was. Bob was like
bourbon poured.
Yeah, he was literally drinking bourbon, so I don't know if he was sober.
But I mean,
he was definitely on point for sure.
Called from the hot tub last week. I thought he would, a little bit tipsy.
That's okay. We're not going to judge.
Oh no,
Bob can do whatever he wants on this show at this point.
Right.
He's in the
100%.
Vent Line Hall of Fame.
Except for swear. Don't swear.
Don't swear. Yeah, don't get us in trouble. Yeah.
Let's go to Bradley next on Vikings Vent Line. Bradley,
What's up,
buddy?
guys? What's up?
How are you?
I am back. On the off season, Declan brought me on, and I had predicted 13-4, and I'm excited. We're almost there. We're almost there. I thought that our offense before the start of the season and the off season, I thought I was so excited about what Kevin O'Connell was bringing to this team, and I think there's some points I want to bring out. One, I think culture is very important. And I think that we don't want to take that for granted because just watching these guys gel is just, it's just something that is contagious. And I'm very observant of what will happen going forward, specifically with other guys like OBJ. If OBJ wants to be a part of that environment, obviously it's going to be a challenge to bring our cap to a point where we can actually sign him. But just he commenting while watching it, he got to say to himself, hey, if I could be that piece, that other guy, and I'm getting excited because I love the prospects of us going deep, potentially. And I think we're a threat. And I'm glad we did this so Stephen A. Smith can just shut up and stop disrespecting us weekly by not acknowledging us as a legit team. And I'm just tired of watching. Sometimes I don't watch these guys in the morning because you guys really bring you guys specifically understand the ins and outs of not only this team, but in other things that the content that y'all produce, which makes sense. And when these national guys don't know a clue, they just look at these box scores and they just say, well, what Kirk did. And, they're so just highly critical of his past, knowing that this is a new year. And I think that it's important that we just keep it going. And again, as you said, Justin Jefferson, he is him. That's all he is him. Good. And I just got 4 words, and I want to end it by saying, open the checkbook. That's it. Open, sign him, give him whatever you want. Because listen, each week is going up. The price tag is going up. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Amen. Great
you.
Stuff right there. Boy, that was bringing the heat right there. Yeah, how about if I were to tell you before the game, Stephon Diggs is going to catch 12 passes for $128 in this game. And it would come nowhere near the performance that Justin Jefferson's going to put up. 10 catches, $193, a touchdown, a one-handed grab to save the game and keep it alive.
Yep.
Another big, the 40, wasn't the, what was the, like early in the game, it was like a 46-yarder or something too. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, I think third down play.
Ridiculous. All right, who's next? Let's keep them coming here. Vikings vent line.
Let's go to Vikes fan 47 with another little fan next to him too.
Yes. Can you hear me? Please say yes.
Yes,
we can.
Perfect.
Awesome. It's been a while. It's my daughter Rose. We
Hi,
celebrated
Hi, Rose.
this Vikings game with a family in Minnesota. Normally on the East Coast, right? I was in Minnesota. After the game, we went for a mile-long victory lap. My mother was saying, V-I-T-E-O, right? V-I-K-I-N-G-S, right? Victory. Vikings score.
Yeah.
She's in the background.
Awesome.
And my dad, who's got like pretty much an injured ankle, started running with me because I had to go for a jog after. He starts jogging. He's got his arms out like an airplane. Rose starts doing it. But some of my takes, like hot takes. So during the game, I said there's a team of destiny. I asked my dad. He's diehard fan, but he's a bit of a pessimistic fan now just because of all the years of Pert and just tough breaks for the Vikings. And I said, I think we're going to win. If we win, will you believe? And he's like, I'll believe it if it happens. And I said, Dad, we won. Do you believe? And he goes, yeah, I believe now.
He's in.
This is the year. The 2022 Minnesota Vikings team of destiny going to the Super Bowl, and we are winning the Super Bowl. Ask the Vikings players if they'd rather have any other quarterback in the league, and they will say, no, Kirko Cousins is our guy. Go Vikings.
Judd.
Wow. Get the flag, Judd.
Amazing.
Girl.
Rose, thank you for joining. Thank you to Rose for bringing
Great
her
hat.
whole family on Vikings Vent Line today.
Great hat.
Great, man. Awesome. And I'll say this because like this is obviously just a peak feeling for Vikings fans today, and we can unpack this throughout the week. They're probably at some point, maybe they have a letdown against Dallas. Like they're unlikely to go 16-1 in the regular season, right? And I'm not here to just be like Buzz Killington, but what I am here to say is even if they lose a couple games, maybe they lose to Dallas or whatever, they lose to Green Bay fighting for its playoff life or something. The experience that they just got the last 2 weeks and all of the reference points that they've built up late in these games, figuring out how to win. No one ever said you're going to go run the table and be undefeated in these games. It's about, can you get some of these games under your belt? Can you go on the road? Can you build some reference points to know what it should look and feel like fighting in the muck? And so they have, I mean, I don't know if there's a game you can possibly create, maybe at Kansas City. At Buffalo is like the holy grail of, okay, we'll see what happens after 3.5, 4 hours. But this is going to be the deep end of the pool, and hopefully you can swim, right? And they proved today, regardless of maybe another loss or 2 or 3, whatever, they proved that they can swim in the deep end of the pool in 2022 NFL today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this game shows that this team is different. So, like, it puts a lot of questions to bed, which shouldn't matter, but I think it does. I think it does. And this was a team already brimming with confidence, and it just shot up. And the way that they won the game, I think, shoots it up more. Because, like, you now know that you are in the midst of what appears to be a special year, but you know that you're also making a ton of plays that are contributing to that. So it's not like just good fortune. It's not just you create your luck. And what Justin Jefferson did today, I think from here on out is going to change the perception of he's getting close to being the best or one of the best to, oh, no, he is. This was a transformational game. I mean, those highlights alone, it's transformational.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it rolling here. Vikings Vent Line. We're an hour and a half into this thing. Let's keep rolling.
If I can get him up here. He might be frozen, actually. In the meantime, let's go to Devin instead. Devin, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on? How's things going up there in Minnesota and or Seattle?
Well, about as good as they possibly can be today, to be honest with you.
They're partying in the streets of SLP.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Outside is crazy.
So I grew up in Maple Grove. I lived there back in the day. And yeah, this was probably the biggest win I've had since I hid under my bed in 1998. Like, when we missed that field goal, I just cried under my bed for 2 hours straight. I was like, I will never love another team as much as I love this team. But Kirko Cousins, that's hot money. So Yeah, I was on a submarine for 4 years. I got like 3 buddies who are Vikings fans out of nowhere. A buddy who's in Utah now, retired, and he called me today and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing? What happened?" I was like, "Hey man, I can't talk. I don't know what you're saying. I can't talk. I'm calling my dad." And my dad was like, "Hey, all this other stuff is going on." And then I had to call my buddy who's a Bills fan, and his kid's due tomorrow. I was like, "Hey, how's Patty doing? How's your baby?" And we pretty much just had a nice, normal conversation. But I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, skull, skull, skull. So yeah, I just want to say that. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Phil, sorry for your loss. Declan, good luck. Good tidings, all that stuff. And Judd, as always, make sure the leaf blower comes early November.
No, but I can't because my leaves don't fall off until the end. But I do have to make sure that Juan comes later next year.
It's okay. Just
that was my fundamental mistake.
Yeah, my dad's moving up there next year. They've been down in Georgia to take care of my uncle, and now they're moving back up. He'll blow your lawn for free, and he'll be fun.
Oh wow! Okay.
I'll tell him. He doesn't know this yet.
You guys can arrange this business
We'll
deal
negotiate
offline here.
this.
Yeah. All right,
because I
thank
can't take
you
it for free, and then okay, thank you, bye.
Awesome stuff. Yeah.
All right, a few more here on Vikings Vent Line. Let's go to Keith. Keith, what's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me good?
Yep,
We got you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I came in a little late on Vent Line, missed the first hour. But man, this team is gritty. I mean, they just keep clawing back. They were down by 17 at one point, and this is like the Eagles game. I mean, they were down big in halftime, and Kirk kind of flipped the switch, I guess. I mean, he had that really bad interception, but he just clawed back, and I just love how calm O'Connell is and his mannerisms on the sideline. He's just cool. He's just calm and cool.
Yes,
so,
he is, man. They hit a home run with him. He brings the perfect demeanor. You can tell he's super competitive. Even just sometimes you can just look at a guy on the sidelines and tell, okay, he's comfortable. He's not like aloof or anything, but he's definitely in. And then you look at Nathaniel Hackett, the guy just looks lost on the sidelines. So,
for sure,
amazing hire for sure, man.
And I like Judd's comparison to the Hulk with Kirko chains. Like the Hulk, he just wants to come out. Kirko wants to come out, and like Kirk from the past, however, his whole career is just like, no, stay in there. We got to play safe. We don't want to cause any chaos. But Kirko, he wants to come out. You just got to let him get a little taste, I guess.
Kirk tries to suppress Kirko, but Kirko is coming, and there's nothing Kirko. Because it's great because he's like, and on the flight home we're just gonna have it, and then it's like, oh no, here's Kirko chains. No. He'll be dancing in his skivvies probably on that plane right home.
It's like that. Wow. Do you think? Okay, well, Kirk Cousins wears whitey tidies, but Kirko chains wears Chill Boys, and you can get your Chill Boys the most comfortable underwear on the planet. Minnesota-based company, but find them online at chillboys.com. So I believe you can get 15% off your first purchase, score 15 too, as a promo code. So maybe Kirko Chains is wearing the long underwear this time of year. Maybe he's wearing the hooded sweatshirt and the socks and a couple chains. I don't think Chill Boys makes chains yet, but maybe we can pull a few strings and see. Chillboys.com. Yeah.
And that was a playoff environment. I don't care if it's prime time or not. I mean, that place was rocking.
Agreed.
And I mean, he could, you see his hands over the ear holes in his helmet, and they were running the clock down late. I feel like O'Connell wasn't in his ear as much as other games too. So, but still, third quarter, they outside of a Dalvin Cook touchdown, they did nothing offensively. So they got a lot to improve still, which is good. You don't want to peak too early. I'm hoping the Eagles have peaked too early and the Vikings, get hot going into the playoffs, get a full game going. And that's what you need. So.
Yes, absolutely. Great call right there. A stat real quick to bring up. So if my own crack research is correct here, this was only, if we assume the Bills are going to finish above 500, this was only the 5th time in the Kirk Cousins era of Vikings football that the Vikings have won a road game against a team that was going to finish above 500 at the end of the season. So the Dolphins might too. So there might be a couple candidates in here. The Dolphins probably finish above 500, but you did play backup quarterback. So this type of thing doesn't happen very often since 2018, but it's all part of the evolution of Kirko Chains, the fourth quarter. We need some overtime nicknames for him. He's transcended beyond just being the fourth quarter pharaoh here. He is the overtime oligarch or something. I don't know. We got to workshop some stuff. We'll workshop some stuff.
And we can sell it too.
We could. Speaking of, those Victory Monday hoodies are going to get a workout tomorrow. You can find your Purple Daily related swag now at scorenorth.com/shop. That's SKOR North.com/shop. We've got the Just One Before I Die hoodies and shirts, the Victory Monday. We've got State of Hawk, and also just some Score North and Purple Daily stuff that you can find. So, check them out. scorenorth.com/shop. Okay, event line.
All right, let's go to Derek now. Hi, Derek. How are you?
Hey, guys. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, dude.
What's up? I just want to say, first of all, thanks for the content. I listen to you guys every day. Appreciate your love for the purple. I've been in this thing since I was a kid. You know, Tommy Creamer days. Wade Wilson through it all, and I've been with you guys this season. Kind of reluctant to buy in. Tonight was definitely a buy-in game for me. When they were down 17, I thought, we've been here before. The refs are out the job. Us Kurt's throwing picks. You know, everybody that's been calling in has been saying the same thing. But people say this is a game we don't win last year. This is a game we don't win in the last 20 years. I mean, this is a special season, and I just want to say that, you know, my heart is still pumping from this game. It felt like a playoff game. I was up clapping and cheering and still processing it the same way you guys are. But I just want to give say a thank you to you guys for the content again, and just to remind Vikings Nation to enjoy this ride, because this does not come along very often. And I tonight I'm in. I'm all in.
Awesome, man. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate you. Yeah. Who else we got on Vikings?
Matt the piano guy just turned off his camera, but if Matt the piano guy, he's got a great setup here, and I think a great way to close things out. Matt,
there he is.
What's up,
guys.
Matt? Hey,
How
Matt.
you doing?
We're doing pretty well, man. What are you doing at your piano there?
You know what? I am so stoked. I have been planning this for literally weeks. And I said, I'm going to literally practice this song, and I'm going to play the Skull song for you guys on our big win today over the Bills in Buffalo. How about that?
Let's get it, dude. The floor is yours. Go
Flag.
ahead.
We need the flag, Judd. Here
We can
go.
do the flag. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is
Wow, look at that. Yes.
The piano guy. Let's get it.
That's for you, Justin. That's for you, Patrick. All you guys, awesome win. Unbelievable. Thank you guys for your show.
We're going to
Love
need you
guys.
back on the show again at some point for sure. If you could also
musical director.
Yes, you are now the new musical director of Purple Daily and Vikings Twitter.
Welcome
for
Be
sure.
glad to join your cabinet. I'm a lifer. First word out of my mouth, my mother will vouch for it, was the word purple. No joke.
Love it.
First word when I like 1 year ago, I did.
And then your
Purple out
second
of my
word
mouth.
was damn it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Some heartbreaking loss. back in the
Wide,
day.
wide left.
Yeah, wide
I was
left.
in high
with the
school. I was in high school in '98. That was a rough time. But you know what? I've held on, you guys, and I'm starting to feel that momentum coming back.
Awesome, man.
It's going to happen one of these days.
Ode to Joy would be another one we could put you on for a later
Sure.
flag waving session. So
Yeah, just Jefferson's got my email. Hit me up, you guys. It's been great. What a win. Unbelievable. Just through the years, I can't even remember the last time. Maybe Minneapolis, New York, of course, was great. But, I mean, that fluky fumble on the goal line. How did that even happen?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Intimidation. I called it luck earlier. I think intimidation is probably the right way.
That
If there's a
happens-
pie chart of just why that play happened.
I mean, I was hoping for safety. And he comes out, he's like, what? He fumbled the ball? There's no way he just fumbled the ball in that spot. What is this?
That happens to the Vikings, not for the Vikings.
Yes. Yes. Amazing. Thank you for helping us close out the show on
Great stuff.
On literally a strong note. Yeah. So Declan and I, we had the vent line room here before we actually went on at the end of the fourth quarter. And so the Vikings, they whiffed on the sneak, and I kind of came down, and Declan had his mic on, and so I jump in, and for me, the game was over. Like they gave it back to the Bills. The game's over. We're going to get ready for vent line. And I heard Declan kind of yelling in the background. And I was like, is his feed delayed by like 2 minutes? Is he just now seeing, the goal line sequence? He's like, dude, they just scored a touchdown. I was like, no, I think they're reviewing it. It was a sneak that went awry. He's like, no, dude, like,
go
Eric
back.
Hendricks just scored a touchdown. I'm like,
Dropped
what?
the ball.
Oh my gosh. So, all right, was that the last guest on Vikings
That
Vent
was.
Line here
Yeah,
today?
it was.
Okay.
It
You guys were
amazing. Yeah, what a great show. We can confirm we did indeed set a record thanks to you guys for the most people ever in a Vikings Vent Line YouTube session here. The previous record was the Halloween loss to Cooper Rush against the Cowboys
Distant
in
memory.
2021.
Distant memory.
I remember what happened.
Yeah.
Kirko Chains was not at that game.
And by the way, it looks like let's see here, the Packers and the Cowboys are tied as we sit here. So they're in the third quarter and they're tied, and they're Packers trying to keep their season alive. Cowboys trying to keep pace with other teams in the NFC. All right, any final thoughts before, and we're going to get to all sorts of. Declan, is it your pie chart tomorrow?
It is my pie chart. I had a whole
Good
other
luck.
pie chart cooked. Yeah, thank you. I had a whole other pie chart mostly cooked up today, and now I have to go throw that pie away and start from scratch. I'm gonna have to get Vinny to help me now. He's got to
Lots
give
of
me new
pieces.
ingredients. Yeah, there's
Lots
a whole
of
new
pieces.
pieces
You might want to
now.
buy a second pie.
Yeah.
People are hammering me for this tweet, by the way, from when they were down by like 17. I said, Kevin O'Connell has done a masterful job of putting Kirk Cousins in advantageous positions this season, especially late in games. But until Cousins starts rising up more often in these big boy games, his career and the Vikings will have a glass ceiling. I was hacked, is what I'm going to
Hacked,
This-
yeah.
okay.
Hopefully it's exposed.
Yep.
Hacked.
Yep.
Yeah. Easy old tweets exposed there.
Complain to Elon.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a blue check mark, Phil Mackey. It's not mine. I don't know. It's
tell
happening.
Twitter
Russ.
blue.
Yeah.
Yes, I blame Twitter Blue. I blame Elon. I was hacked. Something.
Love it.
Anyhow, all right. Thank you guys so much for helping this show be amazing every single week. And the Vikings are 8-1, so this is the place. Not only for Vikings Vent Line, this is gonna be the place for every single day. Purple Daily, Before We Die with Jesse and Thor, Realistic Randy Rants with Declan, and also Trenches with Boone coming out likely Tuesday this week. So we are your home for daily Vikings entertainment. We are Purple Daily, where we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die, and they're getting awfully close at this point.